Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to CEO Talks, a series conducted by CXOTV.news, where leaders narrate their stories and share their experience of building a great brand. Today, we have with us Mr. Minesh Pore, co-founder and CEO of BuyHive. BuyHive was conceived in 2019 to address the growing demands of experienced buyers for more efficient ways to source quality products without expensive and exhausting annual travel to sourcing fairs in Asia. BuyHive offers solutions to connect buyers with freelance sourcing experts who can attend trade shows on a buyer's behalf anywhere in the world, anytime. They prepared the soft launch in Jan 2020 with more than 500 vetted freelancers already on board. So, with this, let me welcome Minesh and hear what he has to share. Minesh, welcome on board once again.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me. So to add to what you were saying, basically we were in the space of trying to help buyers that were changing. And this was pre-COVID. We were in the market seeing some big changes happening in the retail. The retail was moving from big stores, offline stores to online stores. There were platforms, Amazon, Shopify, Magento, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, etc., coming into play, which we call third-party sellers, right? And we were seeing not just during trade shows, but during the whole year, the whole process of sourcing was changing, where because of these new type of retailers. These new type of retailers were very good at selling products, at being able to sell their products using online tools or using solutions available, doing SEO, SEM, Google AdWords, etc., etc. They're very good at selling them, but they were not very good at sourcing. At the same time, big retailers such as Sears, Kmart, Target, and so many others in different countries were going out of business. And we saw an opportunity to have these people in remote locations who are experts of sourcing a particular type of product, who can then help you source when you cannot travel, whether it is trade shows or no trade shows, you can be helped. So for example, if you're, let's say, I see your background, you have very nice home decor in your house. And if those home decors are asked to be purchased, we need somebody to manufacture this. Let's say you're selling them very well and you need to manufacture them. Okay, Indonesia or Thailand could be good locations, but because you're in India, you don't know which suppliers to look for in Indonesia that will make those products. We would give you somebody who is an expert, who's been doing sourcing of those kind of products for the last 15, 20 years, and sourcing for, let's say, stores like Pier 1, which are experienced in that particular products. So we can easily trust those people to do the sourcing on your behalf when especially you are not there. And that's what we set out to build. And that's what we were thinking. We did not know that COVID would make what we were doing even more exciting and even more enticing much faster. And COVID, what did for us was acted as a catalyst and made the process of acceptance of a solution like ours much faster.
Sure. Makes sense. Great. So, why don't you share, a little bit about the journey so far, since you started this venture of BuyHive and where you are right now?
Yeah, so we actually officially started 1st of January 2020. I was still working in my previous role till 31st of December. We had just registered the company in November and we wanted to start. So when we started, we were thrown directly into the conundrum called COVID. And we were faced with ever-changing situations, unlimited changes. Every day, things were changing. Like I just explained, we were building a platform which would have people who would help you identify suppliers that you can source from,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
products that you can source from particular suppliers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everything became way too urgent during the COVID times. And some of the products, the demands actually got too high, and some others just had no demand. So, example, at that point of time, everybody wanted to suddenly start buying masks and gowns and gloves and all the PPE related items,
Yeah.
and nobody could find trusted sources for those. We were helping some of those guys identify suppliers, but they're saying, don't identify suppliers, just get the product for us. And we were going to do that solution later, but we were not ready to really do so much of the sourcing, but we had to take on. And some of the
Sure.
early customers for us became large organizations like the NHS in UK. We
Mm-hmm.
got orders of the government of India. We got
Great.
orders from platforms such as Moglix in India. We got platform orders from Amazon in US. We got all kinds of customers in US that were retailers, wholesalers, hospital chains. We got the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, which is US's number second largest medical
Yeah.
chain. So it was a very interesting time where we could uh, it was like drinking through a fire hose, right? We didn't know what was going on and how we are going to sustain this. So we had to stop all our product development and focus our efforts on fulfillment. And even with a small team, just new, no plans in place for that kind of business, it was very, very challenging. We did it.
Absolutely.
We had the first year, we were, like I said, we were not able to breathe because we were actually like I said, drinking through the fire hose. So we were able to gain some of the business, gain some of the customers, and do some of the jobs. We did about 8 million US dollars in the first year itself of
Wow.
business, and
Wow.
which was with less than 10 people in hand, and we had the development team, etc. Nothing was done there. Then we started testing out. As things started to slow down a little bit, we started focusing on building the product, and then we tested out the solution in different small formats. We built what we wanted to build using free tools, offline tools, from
Okay.
Excel to survey forms. We used any tool that was there instead of having to develop the entire product, and did that. We got real feedback from the market. We used real sourcing experts in the market. We service real customers in the market, and we captured whatever information we could from there, so that we could start investing in building the product. And then we, at the same time, we were hiring the team, we're building the team, etc., etc. And so now, about 2.5 years down the line, and second year, we did about 10 million plus in revenue. We retained some of the customers, we got some new customers, but we focus mainly on product development and really coming out with a solution that works. So the second year has been focused on building the product. And towards the end of the second year, we focused on recruiting the sourcing experts from around the world. So now we have recruited sourcing experts. The largest location is India. And then we've recruited in China, in Vietnam, in Taiwan, in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is also a very critical market because Hong Kong has a lot of buying offices
Yeah.
that went out of business, and we got a lot of sourcing experts there. In Thailand, in Bangladesh, in Cambodia, so on and so forth. So all the Asian production markets, we've got over 3,000 applicants from these places. And now each applicant is interviewed, is qualified, and then they are allowed to get on the platform. So we've been doing, earlier we were focused on sales for the first year, and then the second year we've stopped doing any new sales. We sustained what we were getting, and even now we are sustaining that sales while we are building the platform from the revenues from there.
Great.
We've been bootstrapped. Now the team is about 30 people. We have not taken money from anywhere else. The revenues are funding our growth. So it's been an interesting journey.
Absolutely, must be. So, Manish, in case you're comfortable to answer, this entire development, is it all in-house or partly outsourced, or it's a blend of both?
No, we actually kind of insourced it. So we have a CTO, who is also a shareholder in the company,
Hmm.
and he uses a team that we actually acquired from some other partners, and the team sits between India and Pakistan. We use some UX and UI people which are freelance, and we do that. That one we will actually do it when and as and when needed. But otherwise, most of the coding is done in house, and we own all the technology.
So you did touch upon, how the last 2 years or 2.5 years have been during the, demanding time during COVID. But overall, how do you see COVID has affected your industry in particular?
So, like I was saying early on, we had expected that the move from big box retail to the
Hmm.
online stores would be steady in the next 5 years or so. We would have seen the growth that we see. So actually, COVID became a catalyst, and a growth that could have happened in the next 5 to 10 years in the retail or moving from offline to online has happened in less than a year or less than 2 years for sure. Something that would change in 10 years became really fast. The acceptance of the way retail change happens became very
Hmm.
fast.
Hmm.
And acceptance for solutions like ours, which is a freelance solution, has happened very fast. And so all of it is in our benefit.
Okay, great, great, great. Would you like to speak something on the upcoming trends in the e-commerce industry?
So the biggest trend, which I was explaining to you, is that move from the sellers going into online or a third party platforms. So I don't know how much you know about Shopify and Magento and WooCommerce, but these are tools that help you create stores, manage stores. You can manage your cart. So they're templated stores that you can go in, and it's like in old school way, you can imagine that it's a retail store that has been built, and you have to just come and put your products in there. And that's what this is. So everything is there. The payment systems are built in, the store management system is built in, the inventory management is built in, the marketing tools are built in. All of that is in. All you have to do is populate with products. And when you start populating with products, you need to procure more products. That's where somebody like us come into picture.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that's a great idea. Basically, why don't you enlighten us on SaaS, which is sourcing as a service for you?
Yeah. So, because we are doing as step one, we are capturing data on the buyers, and we are also capturing data. The sourcing experts are capturing data on the suppliers and the products. What
Hmm.
we can do because of that. So now we know, okay, this is buyer A is buying from supplier C, and they're buying it at a certain price point. What we can offer is, you're buying at X dollars. Let us charge you point 10 0.10x and manage the production for you. You don't need to travel to Thailand to do the production yourself, or you don't need to travel to China to do the production yourself. We will have people on the ground, and we will take full responsibility for managing your production. So today, most of the tools that are available, or online platforms that are available, they don't take any accountability, responsibility of the production. What we
Okay.
do is we will provide it as a service, and we will do the sourcing on your behalf, and we will take full accountability, responsibility of that production.
Okay, and perhaps that is what is your USP as well. If I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
because we want you to focus on selling. You as a store, you focus on selling more. You focus on building your business. We will focus on the back end, the troubles for you, and we will build the teams to manage the production. You don't have to.
And how have you answered the reservations about pricing negotiations, or how much margin you are keeping with yourself, and at the same point of time there'll be reservation in terms of whether the procured item is authentic, is genuine or not. So how do you address
Yes.
those challenges, because those are very genuine challenges of the industry, of your industry?
Yeah. So first of all, the most important part is being transparent. So we already at step one are telling you this is the supplier and this is the price point with which the product is available. That is completely there. So you are knowing, you're not going into something expecting no information. So we're giving you honest, open information, and that information is fed to you by a expert of sourcing of that product. Once you know all that information, so you will know what is the packaging size, what is the weight of the product, what are the dimensions, what is the quality, the test standards, you will know the price point, you'll know the minimum order quantity. All those things are already captured. What we do on top of that is saying, okay, this product is at X dollars and this is the quality. We will maintain exactly that quality and the price, and we will charge you a certain percentage fee to manage the entire process. And if anything goes wrong, if there is a problem with the authenticity, we are accountable. Not they don't have to go running after a factory in China or Vietnam and getting into troubles. We will manage it for them.
Wow, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So, Minesh, great. You did mention about the global footprint. Do you want to discuss a little bit in detail about your Indian and global footprint of BuyHive? BuyHive, sorry.
Um, no, so by the nature of the business that we are a global organization, right? Even now, my teams are spread. Even my development team, my BD team, everything is spread out internationally. And production in the world is spread out internationally. So we are focused on consumer goods. So let's say if it is electronics, you have to go to countries like Taiwan, Korea, China. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
If there is apparel, you are going to come to Vietnam and Bangladesh and India.
Yeah.
If it is home decor, you are going to be in India, you're going to be in Indonesia, you're going to be in Thailand, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
There will be such, so each country has a category that they are good at. So for example, within India itself, what could happen is coir products are in the south, in Kerala. Jute products are in jute products will come from West Bengal. So you want metal products, they're going to come from Muradabad. You want home decor, Rajasthan and UP is where you are going to go to. So that each area has pockets, and globally there is different pockets. So when you're sourcing a particular type of product, you go by the place which is famous for production of those products.
Sure. Okay.
Right. So that's our global footprint. We don't think of it as a global footprint, frankly speaking.
Okay.
The world has become really small now. So what we think of is where we are needed, we will be there. And what we are thinking is we want to be able to do not just India to China trade or India to US trade or India to Europe trade. We want to be also in the future when there is, or even now when there is trade from South India to North India, East India to West India, we want to be there. We want to be able to help those guys also.
Sure. With the global scenario changing so fast, not sure if in near future you get demand of procuring some missiles for one country or the other. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So, what are your recent business achievements in terms of business growth or revenue growth, in case you want to share? And you can also elaborate with customer acquisition and market share.
Yeah. So I'm not a big believer in revenue targets at this point of time, right? Because any growth we get is a growth. So as far as we continue growing, we are fine. I am not looking at going exponentially there. But what we have, and the revenues are directly proportional to the number of sourcing experts we have, to the number of buyers we have on the platform, and so on and so forth. Because it is kind of what we have created is a funnel that keeps on giving revenue. So I rather set targets which are related to how many sourcing experts we have. So today we have 3,000 applicants. We would like to have 30,000 applicants in the next 1.5 years. We would like to have today we get 97,000 visitors to the website in the last 1 year. We would like to make that number 1 million visitors to the website, or million B2B visitors to the website the next year. So that's the kind of growth we are looking at. We're trying to grow 10 times, but not just from a revenue perspective. I rather in terms of these other KPIs that are there, and then revenue will follow.
Sure. Appreciate that, Minesh. Your target segment is primarily in the B2B segment or B2C segment, or it's a mix of both?
No, it is all B2B. We sell, or our service is used by sellers who are businesses. We are not doing it for consumers. We are not looking at helping somebody buy one product, two product. We are there for stores to buy in bulk.
All right. Got it. Cool. So, how do you think the outsourcing can help the retail industry to increase sales and brand awareness?
It is not to increase sales and brand awareness. It is to increase efficiencies and profitability. So if they are focused on the efficiency of building their sales, somebody else is taking away the headache for them of manufacturing and sourcing. It gives them more time. So you have the simple fact about it is that we want the stores or the store owners to focus on building sales, and we improve their efficiency of that by doing what they would not want a headache of. They are good at selling products. They're good at managing stores. Let them do what they're good at. Our core competence is sourcing, and we manage the sourcing for you, or we manage the procurement of products for you and feed you good products at the right time in the right quality. It will help you grow your sales. You make revenues, or you are a store owner, you're going to make more revenues when you sell more. So you focus on selling more. The other thing is we are giving you transparency, which you would not have otherwise, and you'd spend a lot of time trying to get that. So the headaches, the accountability, the responsibility is all onto you. Now you passed it on to us, and we took away your headaches of accountability and responsibility as well.
Sure. Great stuff. So what are challenges, that the sourcing and procurement industry is facing both in India and globally?
So there are multiple levels of challenges, but the biggest challenge is lack of transparency and trust. We are buying hundreds of thousands of dollars of product, but we don't have a transparent mechanism to know if the quality of the price point, if the packaging is what was promised. And that is something the industry has been struggling with. What has happened in the industry is there have been old school yellow pages like platforms. So for example, we've seen platforms like Alibaba and Made in China and Trade India and India Mart and the others come up, but these are all advertising platforms, and they're very good in their way of advertising, but they're not really authentic sourcing platforms because the fact that these platforms take no accountability or responsibility of the product that is there on their platform, and they don't match you with products that fit your requirement. They give you, when you search for a particular product, they're going to give you their highest paying advertisers on top, not the product that meets your requirement. And they have very limited information about what your exact requirement is. So to trust something like that. So, we go to restaurants. Let's say I want to go to a restaurant today. If I'm in the US, I'm going to look at a platform like Yelp. I'm looking at the reviews, and I'm going to spend maybe $200, $100 for a dinner, but I'm looking at like 50 reviews and going for that. I go to hotels. I am looking at the reviews in TripAdvisor and then going. And here I'm spending $10,000, $100,000, $1 million. And I don't have any way to make sure that this is a valid quality supplier. And that's where we come in and we say, okay, we got an expert who's done business with these suppliers. He or she is going to tell you which suppliers to trust. Not just a review, but he's going to actually collect all the information for you and provide it to you. So it's even one step further than the review.
Okay, perhaps something like Amazon verified or Flipkart verified sort of thing, right? Perhaps you can come out with something like that in the future in case you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. So, what is the BuyHive's business model? If you want to share.
So the first business model is where we are providing services from the sourcing experts. So the sourcing experts, uh, let's say they are charging $299, then we are making 15% to 20% of that as platform fee. Rest of it is all paid to the sourcing experts. It's like the Uber or the Fiverr or the Upwork kind of business model. So that is step one. The second is where we are doing the production for you. So we are taking a certain percentage between 7.5 to 12% based on how or what quality of the product is there or what quantity of the product is there. We'll charge a platform fee based on the particular SKU. Then we have we can provide you trade finance. For the trade finance, we charge a certain amount of fee. For logistics, to do the end-to-end deliveries for you, we can also do that and charge a certain percentage of the fee of the fee that you pay for the shipping.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Good, great. So, coming back towards the end of my discussion, do you want to share about your expansion plans, Minesh?
So the main expansion plans, like I've said, is going to be building the sourcing experts globally in across different categories that are strength in those areas, and then recruiting buyers corresponding to those sourcing experts. So we know, okay, now we've created a supply. Let me now provide you buyers who can appreciate that supply.
All right. Okay, great. Anything else that you want to share with our viewers? You're just wrapping up the session.
The thing is, see, the future, there are certain things in the future. One is people are going to be fast moving. They want to be able to trust when they're doing the trade. And they're ready to use new tools that are available in the market. So the market, I always say this to most of my team also, which is that the only constant in the future is change. And if we want to adapt to that, we need to be quickly moving into the new changing environments. And that's what we as a company keep doing and will continue to keep doing.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Minesh. With this, we come to the end of this episode. Thanks, Minesh, for sharing such an insightful, making it such an insightful session. And it was my pleasure interacting with you. Thanks again, and wish you and BuyHive huge success. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.